If you really, really, really wanted to buy something, it was something you really, really wanted, where would you get the money? The reason I ask you that question is that most people, when they do market research, often get back data which isn't particularly helpful for them to make this all-important decision of how do they price their product or service, what would people pay, because they basically ask the wrong questions. No? I bet many of you, when you started thinking about market research and pricing, the question you tend to ask is, what would I pay for what would I pay for X? Or maybe, what would somebody else pay for X? But you forget that actually, when you really, really want something, there is another question there. It's like, I want this, how can I make this happen? And sometimes, when there is only one option, you pay what it takes. Let me give you an example of that. I went to a friend's wedding in December last year, and the wedding was in Pakistan. Now, if you had asked me, how much are you willing to pay for a Pakistan visa? I guess my first reaction would have been anything from nothing to, I don't know, £10, £15, something like that. Maybe I would have topped out at something like 50. Certainly would have been very tempted to top out at about 80, which I think is what I paid for my last Russian visa, and that was multiple entry. Now, there's a sad fact here. If you live in the UK and you're UK national, we have to pay more for a Pakistani visa probably than any other country in the world. The standard rate for a Pakistani visa is $165. That's £115. Definitely more than I really wanted to pay in excess to my flight ticket to go to my friend's wedding. But did I want to go to the wedding? Yes, I really, really did. So what was maybe more important was to ask me, how much? How would I get the money? And also the other question would have been, and how much do you want to go to the wedding? What's it worth to you? Now, the answer to some of that we will deal with on the next set of videos. But for now, the practical exercise today is, if there was something you really, really wanted, where would you get the money from? Would you be like me, where you had to look around and you saw where else I got money stored, where I got money saved, maybe who I could borrow things from? Did I have any money available on a credit card? Which is in fact what I did. I paid for the visa on the credit card. So over to you now. If you had something that you really, really wanted to buy, particularly maybe something where it's a one-off opportunity or one-off occasion, where would you find the money to do this? Now maybe add just one or two unlikely answers. Who's the most unlikely person you could ask to borrow this money from? Is there something you might be willing to sell in order to get the money you want? Make sure you've noted down all the answers, including the apparently silly ones. That's great. I'll see you on the next video where we go even deeper into this one, because this one is basically your introduction to value-based pricing. See you on the next video.